So when it comes to cutting, it is absolutely critical that when you put your material down on a support, it's flexible and it's flat. And that's what we do. We take a lot of time to come up with grates that meet those stringent requirements that we set. This is the job shop grates, and let's have a look at the heavy duty grates. Here we have the heavy duty grates, all out of 1/2" steel, same size as their sisters on the job shop grate, but the intention is to have open spaces so we are not cutting through lots of supports, strength of course, and if in the event you do cut through a section of this, you can either just put another plate on there and weld it up, or you can even come and weld that gap up. So these grates effectively should last you as long as you keep repairing them. We do make our drawings available. If you want to make these yourself, you're welcome. We don't try to hide anything. Obviously we make a lot of these at a time, and we've got very good at it to try and get down to the price that we are, but you're welcome to do it yourself. Let's go back and look at the machine and how this all fits together. So what you see here is a straight edge, and we are picking up the top of every support across multiple grates in the tank. That is very important. When you start going to slats, as you'll often see, and we can provide slats, they move, the abrasive gets underneath, they start to pick up, your material starts to wobble. It's very difficult to ensure something goes down flat. The tank, the structure that you've just seen, the effort and energy we put into making these grates, there's over 4,000 welds in each one of these grates on a 2543. And the ability to go flat, even if necessary put on a press brake, means there's a whole world of issues you just never face, because we have taken care of it in a thorough engineering manner. The life of these grates, people often ask, what is it? Just last week we were told by 2 customers, one said his grates lasted over a year, another one said he got 13 to 14 months, because they are modular. As is everything we do, you can turn them around 180 degrees, you can flip them upside down, you can turn them around and keep extending the life. Now if you remember, there are a lot of supports and beams underneath there. We use a very simple method to clamp this down. So all you do is you put this inside one of these holes here, and it will go down under one of the beams and actually clamp underneath the beam, and it'll just pull it up, so we are able to go and clamp these down in multiple locations. Another key feature of the table is that we want it to be a table. We want to be able to take a piece of material, drop it down anywhere, bring a clamping system, of which this one has got threaded rod, but in fact there are some people who literally use a spring with a hook, and something similar like this you can imagine is got a little hook and a spring. They'll reach and they'll hook underneath there and pull it down. But we can come along, I don't know if you can see video of this actually going down there, and you just drop this till it hooks underneath, and we can pinch the material down, and there we've clamped the material. Now you could obviously put a couple around here and you could move it however you want, but it is flexible to walk up and your material's clamped in a hot. Okay, now let's look at the real driving motivation behind this style grate, where we have very thin supports. You won't find these anywhere else because, of course, unless they are welded into a structure like this, they are floppy and they're difficult to support, and your material will shake all over the place. As soon as you have slats, you put your material on the slat, but of course your slats can shake. Go to anybody's machine which has slats, grab them and shake them, and you'll find they move. Well, you might have a fantastic tank and you fail right at the very end because you can't clamp your material down and have it solid. Okay. So what people do, if they do have slats, they'll typically go for a thicker piece of material. And if you can imagine, there are a lot of slats underneath here. and I'm coming along with the Waterjet and it's tailing back. When the Waterjet gets to directly above the support, the water is going to go through the material into the support, and because of its width, it thinks it is an extension of what you are cutting, so it cuts deep into that material and then will come out the other side, and as a result you might land up with a very deep cut inside your slat. By going to a very thin walled material, we are able to get away from that completely. If you can imagine, the stream now is coming along, and when it sees the slat, it's so thin it tends to literally jump over it. So it's on one side and the next second it's on the other side, and as a result the amount of time that's resident over and into the slat is substantially reduced. As a result, we do not cut so deep into the thinner material. It gives you extended life, and only possible with something like this. You cannot have thin slats. You'll also notice that the depth of our grates are 5 inches. Most people will tend to go with 4 inches. I've even seen people going with 2 inches. You stand a much greater chance of just cutting them in half as you go through it the first time. 5 inches gives you a nice depth, gives you long life. Flip it upside down, again get a good life out of it, turn it around. So there's the support and there's the structure, and we try to put as much effort and energy into the tank and the grates and how you're going to clamp and hold your material down than we would the rest of the system. So there you have it. WARDJet, somebody you can trust in, somebody you can rely on, somebody you can lean on, somebody that you can partner with. We have fun doing what we do, and we trust you'll have fun doing what you need to, and that we can together be successful at where you want to go. So thanks for listening, and please talk to us anytime that you can. We'd love to share how we can maybe help you be successful with your WARDJet requirements. Okay, cheers.